interesting story that came out about, this is from 24/7 insider Dave Biddle, that, the Big Ten had a call with the coaches on it. And Ryan Day was speaking, Ryan Day, head coach at Ohio State, and Jim Harbaugh interrupted him and said that Ohio State was violating the rules by having on-field instruction and drills already. It's not supposed to be permitted until Friday, tomorrow. But according to Harbaugh, there's a photo of Al Washington, who's a linebacker coach at Ohio State, used to be at Michigan, and he was working out with linebackers at Ohio State. And Harbaugh called out Ryan Day, said they were, why are they flouting the rules, I guess. And Day shot back, how about I worry about my team and you worry about yours?
Thank you.
And then as the story goes, later that day, Day tells his team in a team meeting that the Big Ten better have a mercy rule or the Buckeyes are going to hang 100, Rob, on Michigan. What do you got to say about that?
First of all, I think Jim Harbaugh, if there's a concern, go to the NCAA. You don't have to play tattletale on some comp. You know what I mean? I just don't even get that. Send the picture to the NCAA and let them handle it. It just comes off as sour grapes. I doubt if he was 5-0 instead of 0-5 against Ohio State, he would be worried about, you know what I mean, what they're doing in Columbus. So I think that's disingenuous. That's not for your place. Worry about Michigan. Let Day worry about Ohio State, like Day said. I don't know about we're going to drop 100 on you or whatever. I think that's pretty lofty goals. I know they beat the
70 or 80.
Right. I know they beat the
breaks off of them. Yeah.
Right. So
I was at that
understand,
game last year.
That's the one where everybody walked out with their hands held up because you felt like you got robbed from that game. You paid money to see that. I mean,
I'll say this, Rob, and I hear you. And yes, Harbaugh could have went to the NCAA or the Big Ten, commissioner and said, look at this picture. They're out there practicing. And yeah, maybe that's how I would have done it. Maybe that would have been more professional. But I do have to say this, and it is his place because that's a competitor. And if your competitor is cheating if he's cheating, that's fine. But the bottom line is, if you cheat, you can't get mad at the person that called you out on it. You're the one that broke the rules. So I actually think both of them are fine in this. If Ohio State's cheating and getting an unfair advantage on Michigan and all the other teams in the conference, I can't be mad at the coach for saying, yo, you're cheating. Why are you guys working out already? We're not supposed to be doing that. And then I got no problem with Day, because if I was in Day's shoes, I'd probably be saying the same thing. If I knew I had the superior team, okay, we're going to put 100 on them boys. But I find with both of the way both of them did it, I can't be mad at Harbaugh for saying, it's not like if they weren't cheating, that's one thing. But if they're cheating, it's recorded on a photo. I can't get mad at him for calling him out because that is taken away from your team. But I get Dave being like, okay, we're gonna pay y'all back, and so I'm fine with that. I gotta be honest. I mean, if they're cheating, they're cheating. They can't get mad for getting called out.
I don't think that's your place.
Why
make
not?
a phone call.
It's
make a
affecting
phone
you.
call. It just I just wonder why would you be concerned about that? There was questions about
that's your competitor.
Yeah, but if he was 5-0, I doubt he would be bringing that up. That's just it comes off as sour grapes.
That doesn't mean that does. If you're 5-0 in the bowl games, that's what you're talking about, 'cause he's 1-4 in bowl games.
I guarantee you,
but that doesn't mean you're wrong. You may be right on that. Because then if you're 5-0, you're like, man, I'm whatever. Cheat all you want. We're superior. But that doesn't mean he's wrong. He's still right for saying you're cheating. Dave's the one that was wrong.
I think that you take that up with the NCAA, and you don't have to do that publicly like you're pointing the finger at somebody or you're the tattletale. It just comes off to me that's not. If there's a picture out there, right, that supposedly is not like hearsay. If there's a picture out there in the NCAA, if you want to send the NCAA a note that there's a picture out there that they're practicing, that's fine. But you don't need to make a public, you're wagging your finger at Ohio State. You're cheating.
If they're
That's
cheating,
why we
they're
got our
cheating.
brakes beaten off.
You're not supposed to cheat. I mean, seriously, I hear you. I'm just saying I can't sit here and defend the cheater.
I don't know that they're cheating. I don't know.
Well,
you don't know that.
I'm taking the story as if
you're
it's
taking
right.
it as a grain of salt.
Right.
You're taking his word. But I don't know that. I don't know if they got special clearance from the NCAA. If there's a picture, Chris, if you're doing it and you're breaking the rules, why would you take pictures?
Why didn't they say we got
because
clearance
they don't
from
have
the
to explain
NCAA?
themselves. That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Have you seen the photo?
I have not seen the photo.
That's what I'm saying. I don't even know. He put that out there. Who knows for sure?
Fine. But I'm saying, if somebody's cheating, I don't think it's their right to. There's no rule. Even if he's wrong, and they should have called him out. I'm fine with that.
What if Jim Harbaugh's wrong? And if Jim Harbaugh's wrong, or he has it mixed up, or it's not a picture from the time he thinks it is, and people are putting stuff out all the time.
That'll make Harbaugh look bad, and they could have called him out. I'm fine with the way they handled it anyway. I'm fine with him saying, worry about your squad, and then telling his team, let's go put 100 on him. I'm totally fine with that. I'm not mad at Ryan Day. But I'm saying if you cheat, you don't have the right to determine how somebody can call you out on your cheating. You're cheating. If you get caught, you get caught. So that's all I'm saying. I mean, I'm not necessarily trying to defend him. I'm just saying I'm not going to get mad at him when I'm competing with Ohio State and they're getting if he thinks he knows it's an unfair advantage, then he should call him out.
He's not competing. I mean, it doesn't matter who the coach is. He couldn't even beat first-year coach Ryan Day. Everybody thought that finally Michigan would finally beat Ohio State in the Jim Harbaugh era because they finally got a break because Urban Meyer left. And what happened? They got beat worse.
Right. I mean, okay.
So that's the embarrassing point. And it just tells you about Jim Harbaugh and what he's done at Michigan, which is absolutely nothing. He's the most overpaid, overrated college coach in the history of college football. Period.
Oh, stop it.
And people just all they do is they love.
Come on,
no, it ain't. He's like the third or fourth highest paid college football coach on
college football
based
coach
on
in
what?
History.
Based on nothing. I know Michigan is also a totally overrated, overblown program that shared one national championship in the last 150 years. I mean, how ridiculous is that even? Bo Schembechler, who they have a statue of and they love and admire and shower all his greatness, never even won a national championship. Never even won. And sure, they won a lot of Big Ten titles and all that when it was Ohio State and Michigan and nobody else. But Michigan's overblown, and so is Jim Harbaugh. They deserve each other.
Well, I'll give you that. Michigan is a tier 2 program. They're a great football program. They're a great football program, but they're not Ohio State. They're not Alabama, LSU, Clemson at this point. No. Penn State had its run. They've won a few more national championships. But Michigan it's been a top 15 football program forever. Well, not forever, because Brady Hoke, under him, they weren't. And what Harbaugh has done, now, is he overpaid? Yes. He's paid what, third? You said third in the among coaches, the top 5. Yes.
And everybody else has won national championships except for Jim Harbaugh.
I'm with you. But everything is not black and white. It's not you're fantastic or you're garbage. Okay? He's not garbage, but he's not fantastic. And you're right, he's overpaid, but should he be fired? I don't think. In 5 years, they've had 4 top 20 finishes, 3 top 15 finishes, which if you're Alabama, that's a problem. If you're Ohio State, that's a problem. If you're Michigan and you were 12 and 13 in the 2 years before Harbaugh got there, then it's not that bad. And I get it. They can't beat Ohio State. They've lost to their other rivals as well, Michigan State and all that. Get it all. And agree that he's been overpaid and he hasn't lived up to what they expected. But I'm not just going to sit here and say he's garbage. And this is kind of what Michigan football is. Second fiddle to Ohio State. That's what they are. And that's what he's got them doing.
That's not why he came back to Michigan. They wanted him to finally deliver a national championship.
Agreed.
Nobody could believe that 5 years have come back, and not only have they not even played, Chris, forget about winning the national championship. They haven't even played in the tournament since they've had the final 4 teams. They haven't even made it there. I mean, that's embarrassing to me. So I don't understand why they accepted. I know he was a quarterback.
Well, because they're Michigan,
and they
like
loved
you
him.
said. If he was at Ohio State, he'd be gone. If he was at Alabama, Clemson, LSU, Georgia, maybe even, he'd be gone. Michigan, this is what Michigan is.
All right, here's all the numbers you need. Jim Harbaugh has lost 4 bowl games in 4 consecutive seasons. That's tied with Lloyd Carr for the second most in Michigan history. One shy of the school record, of course, held by Bo Schembechler, 1975 through 1979. Michigan under Harbaugh, 0-5 against Ohio State, 4-9 against their other rivals. You were talking about Ohio State, Michigan State, and Penn State. 1-4 in bowl games. And in his career at Michigan, Harbaugh is 0-9 as an underdog, losing by an average of 16.7 points per game, which tells you, Chris, they never beat like being a game where they're the underdogs and they beat somebody and you go, how did Michigan do that? Or Jim Harbaugh is an unbelievable coach. They weren't supposed to win that game. 0-9 and lost by the average of almost 17 points. So when I look at Jim Harbaugh, people can talk about how good or great he is or what he did in the NFL. I think he's baloney and not filet when you talk about college football coaches. That's what I'll say about Jim Harbaugh.
Again, to me, it's not black and white. Is he filet? No. Is he baloney? No. I mean, like I said, he's had 4 top 20
baloney.
Finishes. He's what?
That school baloney, which is worse than what you
he's
get at home.
He's a good burger at, he's a Five Guys burger or something like that.
No, he's buffoni is what he is.
All right, where you guys at? You've heard Rob. Rob just is not is down on Jim Harbaugh. Look, it is what it is. This is Michigan football. It's good. It's good, but it's not great. It's not top level, but it's not bad. All right,
Keith in New Orleans. You're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Keith?
Hey, what's up, fellas? Listen, Uncle Rob, I don't agree with you on a lot of stances, man, but you are 1,000% right about Michigan and Jim Harbaugh. They are the habitual maid of honor and never the bride.
Yep.
And listen,
that's what they've been, right?
Listen, I'm a dollar LSU. This is what Michigan is. We fired a coach in Les Miles who they were willing to give a blank check to. That's the difference between the programs, right? Like, the LSU literally took Les Miles out with the trash, and Michigan a year or two early was willing to give a blank check for his services. Listen, they are the most overrated power in the country.
No doubt, Keith. No doubt. We agree on this one. D'Angelo in Chicago, you're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up, D'Angelo?
I got to agree with Chris. I don't feel like Jim Harbaugh wrong for snitching, and I don't feel like the Ohio State coach how he retaliate by saying mind your business. And, Rob, I feel like you just don't like Jim Harbaugh. That's why you feel that way, how you feel.
How can you say that, D'Angelo? That sounds so – let me tell you something. That's ridiculous. I'm giving you numbers. I just ran down his whole career. It ain't nothing to do with personal. I don't know the man. I don't care about him.
I ain't saying it's personal. I said
Yes,
you don't like him as a coach.
You said I don't like him. That's personal.
I meant as a coach there. That's what I meant. But I feel like if it's the Patriots, you'll be all for it for them to snitch.
It's that's interesting. I'm glad to hear Rob yell at somebody other than me, though.
D'Angelo,
I'm just gonna sit back and watch it.
Eric and Kalamazoo, you're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio.
What's going on, Rob and Chris? I'm getting right on this one.
Right.
Jim Harbaugh's record at the big house. Go with that one. He's one of Bo Schembechler's men, and he's the one that put Colin Kaepernick in there. Everybody. I know you ain't going to talk about his NFL career, but I'm talking about that.
That's why he gets love, because he was great in the NFL.
Michigan is the winningest program in college football. How about
Eric,
that?
Well, it's got here. I'm gonna say it. It's got the most wins. They do have the most wins. The problem is they only got one championship,
and that's was a shared championship.
Yeah, and that's right. And so that's the problem. Look, Michigan is a legit program. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But it's a notch below the powerhouses. It is. It's that second tier of power teams.
All right, let's.
And Harbaugh has them there now. But I will say this: they might have an academic standard that these other schools don't have too, because Michigan is a great school.
I don't know.
I know. I
Martin
just paid
Weiss
them like
graduated from there.
$300,000 or something like that.
Yeah, you got stuck up there. Joseph in Virginia, real quick. You're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. $300,000.
Good evening.
Well,
folks.
over
Good
4
evening.
years.
Rob,
What was it? Yeah, it's about that.
Listen, I know he may not be good, but he's not bad. One thing that he is relevant. Something that the Spartans haven't been able to do. They're top 10 in the past. They've been in the top 10 more in the past 5 years than they have in the last decade.
Right.
The school is the top 3. It's in the top 3 highest earning programs in America.
None of that matters, Joseph. None of that matters.
It does matter.
Everybody else who's gotten paid big time has won a national championship.
But
they've overpaid him for nothing.
But you also have to realize something else that he's doing. He's building a program that is a right program. Let's not forget, Urban Meyer down the road in Ohio and in Florida has always had players that have had character issues, from Cam to Hernandez. He's taking these kids on an experience that is turning boys to men. He's not having these guys on the field 24/7.
You're reading some press release that Jim Harbaugh gave you.
I'll say that. I think Joseph is right in that. Look, he's not great.
Terrible.
He's not great, but he's not bad. He
went there to do what,
baloney.
Chris? Why did he go there?
He went to try to win national championships, of course.
Have they been
but
to
Michigan's
even a national
never won
that.
Bo Schembechler is a legend. They got the statue. He didn't win national championships.
They should throw a wet blanket over the statue of Schembechler. Seriously.
The whole hall is named after Bo. They can't do that.
Throw a wet blanket over him, just like I told you.
They can't do that, Rob.
Yes.
And the education was well worth it. My daughter's got a job.
They're pulling down statues all over the country, right? During this movement. Pull down the Bo Schembechler statue in Ann Arbor. Throw a wet blanket over it and throw a string and pull it down until you guys win a national championship. How in the world could you embrace Bo Schembechler and the history of Michigan when you guys stink? You smell that?
Oh, God.
That's Michigan football.
You had a decent little rant until you went too far. They don't stink. They're good. They're a top 10, 12
I want you to ask
program in
Martin
the country.
Weiss if that program
That's what they
stinks.
are.
Ask
That's
your
what
daughter.
they are.
She's embarrassed
my
to tell
daughter.
people she went
she's
there.
not embarrassed. She's believe me, she's not, because she didn't go there to play football. So we went to the game. We wore the colors nice and proudly. Well, she did, and they got spanked. But that's all right. They're a top 10 program. That's what they've always been.